Selections are remarkably simple and incredibly complex all at the same time. They're simple in concept and yet complicated in terms of the potential they provide for your images. From my perspective, that translates into there being a tremendous benefit to understanding the basics of selections before delving into advanced selection techniques. So let's start at the beginning. What exactly is a selection? As the name implies, a selection identifies a particular area of an image. More to the point, it represents the identification of specific pixels within the image. So for example, I could create a selection that defines a particular area of this image. Don't worry about exactly how I'm going about the process of creating a selection, but rather focus on the selection itself. Because I've identified specific pixels, there are things I can do that will only affect those pixels. I'm going to apply an adjustment that will only affect the selected area of the image. Keep in mind, the approach I'm about to show you is not how I would actually apply a targeted adjustment to an image. Rather, I'm taking a bit of a shortcut so that I can just show you how the technique works. If I choose an adjustment command, again, normally I would use an adjustment layer for this purpose, I can apply an adjustment to the image. But because I have selected specific pixels, only those pixels will be affected when I apply that adjustment.
So at its heart, creating a selection is allowing us to identify to Photoshop which pixels we want to affect in a particular way. And there's a wide variety of ways we can affect particular pixels. We can change the appearance of pixels or specify whether they are visible or invisible, among a variety of other things we can do to particular areas of an image.
I'll go ahead and click Cancel for this adjustment because I want to show you another capability for selections. And that is the ability to have certain pixels selected, certain pixels deselected, but other pixels partially selected. In this case, I'm going to show you just one example of how that's possible, and I'll modify this selection by feathering it to some degree. In this case, I'll feather by 25 pixels, but again, don't worry about the mechanics here, let's just focus on the concept. Now, if I apply the exact same adjustment, you'll see that I get a different result. Specifically, instead of only having areas that are affected versus not affected by the selection, I can also have a transition between those areas. Certain of these pixels are partially selected. Those pixels that are completely selected get the full effect of the adjustment, and those areas of the image that are not selected will not see any effect. But in between, I have pixels that are partially selected, and so as you can see, the adjustment I'm applying is transitioning from one area to another. As you can see, the basic notion of a selection is simple. I want to work on these pixels, and I don't want to affect those other pixels. But as you delve deeper into some of the more advanced capabilities of selections, you'll see that they are indeed remarkably powerful. In fact, in my mind, selections are the key to opening up some of the most powerful capabilities in Photoshop.